Hey friends, I'm back with a little midweek conversation with you because I had a little technical difficulty on Sunday. Thank you to those of you who hung in there with me with my technical problem, because in the middle of my 7 o'clock Facebook Live, as we were in part 3 of how to blow the lid off your capacity on John Maxwell's book, No Limits, I lost my connection, I lost my Wi-Fi, and it kicked me off. So I started again. He came back, of which I'm so grateful some of you did. And the next morning I woke up, I saw that I had 2 different videos on my Facebook page. So I deleted one, and I deleted the wrong one. And so several of you reached out to me to say, oh my gosh, we missed it. We wanted to watch it on the recording. You know, would you please do it again? So that's why we're here. So we're talking about the 10 choices that can actually maximize your capacity tonight. So we've got to talk about really, how do we get to capacity? Here's the equation that John gives us in his latest book. It's awareness plus ability plus choices equals capacity. So how do we get there? Well, you know, I want to talk a little bit. Abe Lincoln has a really great quote that I like a lot. He says, you can't avoid the responsibility of tomorrow by ignoring it today. So responsibility is one of those things you cannot abdicate your responsibility to do something. So it's a little bit of foreshadowing to one of those 10 tips that I want to share with you, because if you make these 10 choices, you're going to increase your capacity. Another quote from one of my other favorite authors, Jim Collins. He wrote the book Good to Great. And he says, greatness isn't a function of circumstances. Greatness is a matter of conscious choice and discipline. Yeah, discipline. I don't like it any more than you. And you know, our kids don't like it. We don't like it when we have to discipline them, and we don't like it when we get disciplined. So, and sometimes it's so difficult for us to do the things that we know we should do, well, at least to get started with them. But let me tell you, as I am 6 weeks into Jazzercise, thanks to my kindergarten friend, Maria Wells Dahl, who encouraged me to start Jazzercise because she loved it so much, and I love it too. 5 days a week I'm doing Jazzercise. And now it's not hard. The discipline of going isn't hard at all, because I miss it when I get a day off. I go Sunday through Thursday, I'm off Fridays and Saturdays, and I actually can't wait for it to be Sunday again so I can go back. So if we will force ourselves to get started, enforce discipline on ourselves, it's going to lead to a lot of great things. The other thing John says, he loves to talk about the rule of 5s. 5 things he does every single day to advance his life. He doesn't do 100 things. He doesn't do 1 thing. He does 5 things. He reads, he writes, he studies, he files. And I really can't remember the 5th one right now. But you need to develop your own rule of 5. He gives us a little format this way. And you'll fill in the blanks for the 5 for you. Number 1 is you've got to be intentional. What do you want to accomplish? When you decide that, that will help you determine what your rule of 5 should be. He often uses the analogy. If you want to cut a tree down in a forest, and you use an axe, and you took just 5 swings at that tree every single day, in the same spot, sooner or later that tree is going to fall down. So that's just that analogy of, if we want to lose weight and we do 5 things every day to help us lose weight, we'll lose weight. If we want to get a college degree, if we want to get a new job, whatever it is, if we want to build our own business, I know there's a lot of entrepreneurs that watch too, and they have dreams of starting their own businesses. Well, it's as simple as doing those 5 things. We said the first was intentional, to decide what it is you want. The second is practical. How are you going to do it? The how was to chop down a tree. The third thing is focus. How many trees are you going to chop? You're not going to chop every tree, and you're not going to take 1 axe swing at all the trees. You're going to pick 1 tree, and you're going to hit it 5 times. So that gives us number 4. It's the action. What action are you going to take? 5 swings at the tree with our axe. Leading us to the 5th thing in the rule of 5s, and that's consistency. How often are you going to do it? Every day. That does not mean you get weekends and bank holidays off. It really is. If we're going to increase our capacity, we've got to pick our rule of 5 and do it every single day. So I teased you in the beginning that we were going to talk about the 10 choices that can maximize our capacity, and we're going to do this, I bet, in just about 5 minutes. So we'll begin with the first choice is responsibility. I gave it away with the Abe Lincoln quote. You've got to take charge of your life. No one else was responsible for the fact that I hit middle age and I gained some weight, and I needed to do something about it. When I switched jobs and I moved from Pennsylvania to Charlotte, North Carolina, it was a great opportunity and I was so very grateful, but it was a stressful situation. And I was a middle-aged woman and didn't handle my stress well and put on a little extra weight. And then I was just too busy taking care of everyone else to take care of myself. So I had to make that choice. I had to be responsible and not blame it just on the fact that I was a middle-aged woman. I am strong enough, I am smart enough that I can get this weight off. I'm not there yet, but I'm working on it. Number 2 is character. You want to base your choices and your decisions on good values, because you're not doing yourself or anyone else any favors by compromising on your values. Number 3 is abundance. Do you have that belief that there is plenty in life, there's plenty of money, and the world needs you to be successful? Because you, in turn, will do good with your money and help a lot of others, businesses or charities or anything. So you have to believe in abundance. Or do you just believe, only celebrities can be rich, or only people who are born into families with a lot of money? You've got to believe that there is abundance out there, and it's just waiting for you and for me. So we're on number 4, and that's discipline. We talked a little bit about it in the beginning. We've got to decide. Half of it's mental, and then we have to physically make ourselves do whatever it is we're working on. If we want to read, start every day reading your Bible, start every day exercising, start every day studying, start every day looking for a new job, cruising the internet. What is the discipline? Focus now and follow through. We're at number 5 is that intentionality. We talked about what are you going to do. You have to be intentional about it. Life doesn't just happen the way you want. You don't just wake up one day a huge success. John Maxwell likes to say, I became an overnight success with 40 years of hard work and determination and intentionality. It doesn't happen overnight. So next, we've got attitude, number 6. I love to say, and I try to teach my 16-year-old son, RJ, to have a life, an attitude of gratitude. We can choose to be happy about things, even when bad things happen. At my office, I have this little Christmas ornament that says joy, because happiness is an emotion. And we can be happy and not happy. Our emotions come and go. But joy is a choice. And I sort of feel the same way about attitude. It is our choice to see the best in things, to see the best in people, and to help them be successful. So then we've got risk, get out of your comfort zone. Now that does not mean get out of your strength zone. If you're not in your skills and abilities, what you have strength in, you're just going to be frustrated. But John Maxwell says life begins at the end of our comfort zone, and I completely agree with him. So that was number 7. Number 8 is spiritual. John's a man of faith, and so am I. And so spiritual, if we strengthen our faith, that's going to help so many things. I mean, I believe in the Bible, and the Bible says God works all things together for the good of those who love him. And by believing that, I can handle, even in a bad situation, something good is going to come out of it, or my character is going to be strengthened because of it, or it's going to prepare me for the next step in my life so that I can handle the next challenge or the next opportunity. So faith is another part of the choices that can increase your capacity. We are at number 9, and that's growth. I often say a day without learning is like a day without sunshine. So we've got to be intentional about our growth, because we don't just grow by accident. The only way to guarantee that tomorrow's better than today is to grow. You got to focus on how far you can go when you grow. And there's a lot of potential in that. Number 10, we're on the last one. We're talking about partnership. Because when you collaborate with others, you can get so much farther. John also says, one is too small a number for greatness. You've got to do it with someone else. You've got to do it for someone else. It really is exciting. Those are the 10 choices that can blow the lid off your capacity. So my friends, that does it for me. We did that in exactly 10 minutes. I appreciate your time. I hope you enjoy these videos. But I'd love to hear from you. This coming Sunday is our very last. It's the 4th of our capacity conversations. And I would love to hear from you what types of things you'd like to learn in the future. Should we do more of these? There are some other things that we could do as well. So if you leave me a message below with what you'd like to learn or how you could use a little help with your growth, maybe I can develop something that would encourage and help you. You know what I always say? Each of us was created for greatness. And so you can't give up. Never, ever, ever give up. Thanks for joining me tonight. I look forward to seeing you this Sunday for the final installment of our How to Blow the Lid Off Your Capacity conversation. See you soon.